Hello, everybody. This is Bugsy. Now, I'm here to talk to you guys about Sonic Forces. Did you know it's been 1 year since the game has been released? And honestly, I don't hate it. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's this and that. No, because, yeah, it may have failed on the story standpoint, but for a lot of us, some of us got to fulfill the biggest childhood wish we all wanted when we were kids. And I know not everybody made Sonic OCs, but you did want to have adventures with your favorite superhero. No, don't deny that. Don't deny that. You want to have fucking adventures with your favorite cartoon character or superhero, right? Same ass thing. Same ass thing. And don't say, but we never did porn. It's not about the porn, okay? Can we all just stop talking about Sonic fetish porn for 5 seconds? Whenever we talk about Sonic, I am so fucking tired of that. Okay, there's Sonic fetish porn, and? Like, seriously, and? What, you got something else to say? You got something new to say about it? Because I'm all ears, motherfucker. What else you gotta say? Anything about the Sonic games either. Like, what else do you guys say? Okay, man, I've heard it all. Because I've heard, like, Mr. Sega and his boys constantly talk super duper, just all this fucking shit that all other freaking people who hate Sonic have said in the past. What else do you have to add? Like, seriously, before you make a comment, just, and you want to troll, tell me what else you got to add. And other than making fun of my appearance, too. Like, what else? What else? Okay? So while you trolls ponder that, I'm gonna get to my video, okay? Okay. So, anyways, yeah, the game's been out for 1 year, and yeah, I mean the story is all over the place. Really, we got we got Infinite, who's edgy and cool, and I mean, you know, like, and I mean he's edgy, but I don't even know why I use the word edgy. Y'all freaking ran edgy to death. Like, you have killed the word edgy and shoved it in a shallow grave where it can never freaking just come back to life. Sorry. I know I'm lashing out a lot of you, but I'm just covering my bases. But basically, um, yeah, Infinite just comes up, wrecks Sonic. Boom. We flash forward to Sonic being captured or possibly being dead. But then we find out Sonic's been tortured for 6 months, only for Sonic to kind of have a little bit of rage. That's why he was throwing hands with Zavik. That's why he was throwing them hands. You know, that's what he was doing. But after that, you never really get to see how angry Sonic really is. Maybe he's focusing more on the problem at hand instead of just being fucking angry and traumatized. You know. But I feel like Sonic should have been hurt or damaged in some way. And like my cousin gave me the excuse of like, but kids play it. So kids who actually read the comic books have seen this, seen Sonic get hurt or damaged. I mean, people have seen now the Robotnik Victorious arc, which basically showed Sonic getting his ass whooped by Robotnik completely. Robotnik was like damn near almost winning. That's how bad it was. Everything Sonic knew was burnt to the ground. Everything that Sonic held dear was destroyed. The people he knew was, well, for his knowledge, we knew later that they were safe, but for his knowledge, they were dead or they were vaporized. And all Sonic could think while he's trying to fight Eggman is why. No, I was too slow. And Sonic gets his and Eggman's insulting Sonic. Eggman's getting in Sonic's face, beating the shit out of him. You know why? You know why I talked about this story? Because that's what this was trying to technically emulate, but it just didn't know what it really wanted to do. It really didn't. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go full on serious, don't do it so hard where it doesn't make any sense, like Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, god dang, guys, do we really have to get Shadow? Do we have to make Shadow the Hedgehog that angsty? Like, ugh. I'm just saying we could have struck a balance with the actual. We could have struck a balance with Sonic Forces. We could have made it something even greater than it was. Hell, we could have made it where Robotnik still controls half of the world, and Sonic and the others are still trying to fight to get it back. I mean, yeah, the comics touching with that. The IDW comics are touching on that theme, even though I'm not really reading them anymore. Because, the IDW stuff. You want to see that? Look at my Ian Flynn and the Chamber of SJW Idiots. If you want to know more about that. But, yeah, Sonic Forces really did, well, sort of tried, but not really. We got classic Sonic. Now, classic Sonic. If I ran in there, I was about to do my little Mario Teflon voice. Classic Sonic with the with the what do you say? With that freaking Sonic One Blue. Anyways, but classic Sonic's just there for Tails, and I guess that would have worked. But that's all he really does, really. He really doesn't have any purpose other than, yeah, we got Sonic Mania out. You should play that next to know why classic Sonic is even here to begin with. The funny thing is, everybody was trying to like, oh, the ending where you get all the Chaos Emeralds, it's leading up to Sonic Forces. I'm like, duh! Did we all need to freaking theorize that one? It's kind of obvious. Sonic Mania is coming out, and Sonic Forces is coming out in the exact same time frame, in the exact same year. No shit. Okay. Now, I know I'm a little angry, but maybe it's just the fact that some shit about Sonic Forces still kind of makes me angry. Mostly the people around it. God dang, I could make a whole different video about that.
People are gonna be people, though.
I know. I can make a whole video about it, but in any case, it just classic Sonic had no real fit to it. And I mean that because he was just there for marketing. But the Avatar character, now that was something different. That was something new. Sure, he may have been a slower modern Sonic, but you had Wispins, you had freaking you could level it up and get more items and more weapons and more stuff. I thought that was the most fascinating thing in Sonic Forces. And I wish we could have just had modern Sonic. Maybe the modern Sonic levels being a little bit more longer, and the Avatar stages being longer too. I just think Sonic Forces failed on the story aspect, but not on the Avatar character front of it. And episode show didn't show us anything about Infinite. The comics showed us. The comics showed us what Infinite was, and they hyped him up like he was some character we've seen before, but really he wasn't. And I thought that was the most dumbest thing ever. What was the point of hyping him up like that? Also, there's a mercenary group in Sonic's universe, which I think is fucking amazing. Why don't we get more? Why don't we get more games with them? That would be so cool.
Because it's supposed to be for kids. Plus, it's Ian Flynn's work, I can tell.
No, Ian Flynn didn't have anything to do with this. I mean, if he did, maybe the game would actually be a little bit good, and maybe the game could actually fix, be on its own, be on an actual
Consider the
tone.
fact that it's limited, honey. Sega's not going to let him get away too fast.
Yeah, but we're not talking
Oh,
about. We're not talking about.
man, fun
We're not.
today.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Ian Flynn for this. But yes, I
Oh
love.
my God,
But
honey,
yeah,
I hate to admit it, but
but
my God, typically did I get a lot done.
but
I got
yeah,
the most
but yeah,
done.
folks. Uh, I do love Sonic Forces for everything that it tried to do, for everything that I think it could have done better, for everything I do love about it, because it did do something that no other Sonic game tried to do. It actually tried to make everything a little bit more darker, but in the right ways. We're not having Sonic snort fucking crack. We're not having fucking Knuckles having a goddamn Mandingo party. You know?
Actually, I think Knuckles being the leader was the most adorable thing until you realize Knuckles makes some pretty poor decisions. How did the Freedom Fighters even exist to that
They're the
degree if he was?
they're the resistance, honey. They're not the freedom fighters.
I know, but same
Although
thing.
I do think the freedom fighters do exist. That there's two universes that Sonic basically frequents. But that's a video for another day.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, if Knuckles made such poor decisions, it's a no wonder Eggman rules the entire freaking planet. Like, who keeps him as the leader
And
if
the
he
thing
makes those
is,
poor decisions?
I know what Force was trying to do. Was trying to tap into what the Archie fans love, like the beginning of where Robotnik takes over everything, and we see fire, the city's on fire, the sky is black. We got fucking SWAT bots flying in the distance like an ominous fucking cloud of smoke. And I think that's what they were
Yeah,
trying
but
to. I
in
think
the
that's
comic, it made sense.
and I think that's what they were
It
really
was,
and I think that's what they were really trying to do, folks. I think that's what they were trying to do. But Anne's right. That was only in the comics. And they did try to set it up well, but at the same time, they could have built
you
to
know,
this.
can I put another 2 cents in?
Mm-hmm.
There's even a difference between Sega Knuckles and Archie Knuckles. Archie Knuckles is smarter than Sega Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been a fact. Sega Knuckles can't do shit. Archie Knuckles is smart and intelligent.
You know what would have been a
That's a genuine fact.
you know what would have been a really good thing? Since these games were anniversary titles, you know what would have been really great, and I know it's pulling back from my Sonic Adventure 3 idea. But what if the game Sonic could meet Archie Sonic? What if we had a whole game going going through the Archie
Honey,
universe?
that would be so dark and twisted that I don't think that Sega would
Nah, but
allow that for their
nah, but I'm
game.
not but I'm not but I'm not done. No. What if we had Interjack? Yeah. We don't use erotic for this. We use motherfucking Interjack. And trust me, kids, that video is on its way.
Interjack's in a kidnap.
I know, but I'm saying if we didn't have to, if like freaking Kim Penders got freaking paid beforehand, and we were able to do this, I would have Interjack. Hell, I'd even throw Scourge in there because I get to destroy two. I get to destroy two blues. This is my lucky day.
You know what? I'll admit. You know what? Compared to all the counterparts we have of Sonic within Death Canon, We have what? We have Jet, we have Shadow, we have Knuckles, and yes, Knuckles was technically an opposite of Sonic at one point. Scourge would be a welcome mat because it would be a diversion from the common theme of what Sonic is. He would be Sonic, but his complete opposite. It would be, oh, we've got another Sonic. Wait, he's Sonic, except he's completely evil, except he is supposed to be Sonic. Hey, he comes from the comics this time. And you know what? He's better written than freaking, okay. No, he's not better written than Jet. Which I'll admit, Jet is
To
probably
me, I think
the
Scourge
worst.
is better written because, again, there's a lot of depth with Scourge. A lot of hidden depth in him that we never really got to
Also, was
see.
Infinite supposed to be another alternate? I know he's supposed to be an alternate to an alternate, which makes no sense. Shadow is
I have
Sonic's
no,
alternate,
I
and then
have no,
Infinite's supposed to be an alternate to Shadow, and I'm like,
I don't know,
okay,
honey.
doing?
He, to me, Infinite was basically like Broly. I'm not weak. Ugh. He's like, I was hoping when he was screaming like that, I was hoping him to scream Kakarot, but then I figured who his actual voice actor is, and then I figured out who his actual voice actor is, who basically it was the guy who played Gara, and I was like, okay, I like Gar's voice actor. He can be fucking scary. If you've ever really watched Naruto, he had moments where he was scary and unhuman when he was Gara. But they didn't really give him a lot to work with Infinite. No, Infinite's just like you have Sonic. You have friends, and that's what makes you weak.
It's not that they didn't. In my opinion, it's not that they didn't give him anything to work with. It's that it was poorly written.
No, hun, trust me. If you watch Naruto, you would see. You would see. They really
No. I'm not talking about the voice actor. I'm talking about the written material.
Mm.
The written material was shoddy at best because it's supposed to be an offshoot of Shadow, which is supposed to be an edgy teen. Which I'm sorry, the way Infinite
Exactly.
acted,
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. But I just feel like Infinite is just. I mean, we could have changed him out with any other villain. Would we really see a difference?
Okay, everyone saw that it was Shadow's counterpart because of that one. It was definitely Shadow's counterpart, but he was supposed to be that different enough that he was a villain to Sonic again. Because Shadow's no longer a villain.
You know,
He's an ally. Just
son,
like Knuckles became an ally.
You notice when every other son, you notice when Nephilis and Infinite, they always have beef with Shadow, and like Sonic's just caught in the crossfire. Think about that. Like
Hey, you know what? Don't insult Nephilis. At least Nephilis
nah, Nephilis killed Sonic.
He actually killed Sonic. He actually went dark. I'll admit
But
that was one twist I didn't see. Yes, people claim that's a bad story, but in my opinion, even though it was
it's still bad.
to a bit,
I was tortured.
Okay, yes, the game
I was tortured with it last night.
The whole had potential.
And
the
relationship with Elise and Sonic was horrible. By the way, just.
Alrighty, that was terrible. But we're talking about Mephiles.
Mm-hmm.
Mephiles as a villain was well written. That was one intimidating character. Yes, he had no mouth, but my God, everything about him was good. He could have made for a potential reoccurring villain if the game didn't shoot him up so bad.
Hey guys,
and they had problems with because after Mephiles, they did the same thing to Chip, and they did the same thing to the Time Eater. these villains never made reoccurrences within the stories. Did you notice?
And the Zeddies were supposed to come back, but I don't think they meant. Oh yeah, we're gonna just have Zavik.
Zavik came back because
He was an
he wasn't
illusion.
considered he wasn't on the same level as them, okay? He wasn't on the same level as these characters.
Eh.
He didn't threaten the whole dimension per se.
eh. But I'm gonna get back to what I really needed to say. I just feel like if I had control of Sonic Forces, and let me just tell you for all the people who literally say like we don't play Sonic for serious stories. Uh yeah, I get that. Because Sonic can't have any serious stories because any serious stories about a blue hedgehog. That's laughable. You're like freaking Night of the Wind laughing away. I get it. But the comic sales of Archie back in the day pretty much shows that a lot of people actually would like to see Sonic be a little bit more serious. Just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean it couldn't happen. We just had writers that didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And yes, I know it took I know it took like I know it took I know it took Sonic Forces like a year to develop it. It it didn't take 4 years, it took two. And it needed more time. But yeah, I always hate when people say like we didn't say Sonic for serious stories. And the Archie comics are too serious for Sonic, but you know why people read them. You know why it works. Maybe not for you, but for other people. Let me give you something. Let me give you something new, people. That's called perspective from another person. The real reason the real reason we like Archie Sonic is because Archie Sonic goes through a lot of shit that Game Sonic can't even go through because Sega's too scared to have Sonic feel any other emotion. They're too scared to let him do what they're too scared to let him emote. They're too scared to do uncharted territory with Sonic because they're scared that it might alienate people. And I guess it kind of did with Forces, but only because a lot of you just don't. You either never seen RG Sonic, or you just think RG Sonic is weird for the sake of weirdness. And it's not. If you actually, like I said, if you actually give it a chance and understand why people love this comic so goddamn much to the point where people are waiting for the next issue of Archie Sonic Online, you would understand why we all love Archie Sonic. Because Archie Sonic had a world, a fleshed out world. We had history. We had things even before Sonic even existed in his world. What history does this what history does the game world have other than the echidnas? Other than the Dark Brotherhood, other than Dark and Light Gaia. There's no world building.
Okay. Dark and Light Gaia I like because Chip was enjoyable. His character was at least well built. But when it comes to other characters, we didn't get to know much about Dark Gaia. Dark Gaia was just this character that could literally destroy the planet if he wanted to, and it was Light Gaia's job to just keep the planet safe. Archie made a good concept story around it, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
I
I think they
mean,
did. I don't think they backed off
nah,
the freaking.
no. It was okay, but they skipped a lot of things with Sonic and Chip that should have happened. I mean, the Chaotix spent more time with Chip than Sonic did, but that was on the latter half of the end of the comic.
Oh, right, of course.
But it. But why we wanted a serious Sonic game like what Sonic Forces would have promised? Because we would have finally seen Sonic actually prove himself to be to be the hero, of his world, to really be tested, to really be the character we all wanted him to be, that we all knew he could be, the hero we knew he could. You know, Archie Sonic is tested all the time with his feats, his power, even even his mental stability when it comes to, Sally and the others. See, I know you are looking at me like, but Bugsy, this is too serious for Sonic. Why do you cling on to this? Because it just showed me what Sonic could be if Sonic Team would just try and understand what made these comics work. Because I understand they were pulling from the Archie comics. They were specifically pulling from Endgame. And I can tell that because of the imagery. And look at this. Don't tell me this doesn't evoke any kind of feeling from the comic. I have this image up that's been up while I've been talking, and tell me this doesn't evoke any kind of imagery from the comic. You can't tell me that this doesn't make you feel like this was in the Archie comic. you know, again, I love Sonic Forces because of the Avatar character. Not as much for the story because the story could have been way better, but it wasn't, and I'm okay with that because people like me can think about how we would write it, how we can make it better, how we can make this story compelling, how we can make the fact that Sonic was gone for like 8 months, being tortured, more compelling and more heartbreaking and more emotional than it could possibly ever be. While the rest of you just don't care and think that we're just, oh well, Sonic shouldn't be serious. Well, sorry. Well, sorry if we try to add something to Sonic that no one else will. You all talk about how you want adventure back, and what did adventure have? More serious stories with a lot of darker implications. You know, but hey, I understand you don't play Sonic for a deep story, but I think that should change because Sonic can do deep. Sonic can do emotional. Sonic can literally make you cry. Because let me tell you, I never told this to anybody, but when Sonic finally got his parents back, I forget what issue it was, but when he finally got his parents back, that shit made me cry. Sonic and the Freedom Fighters were orphans for the longest time, you know. And for Sonic to get not only his uncle back, but his but his mom and dad back, that brought tears to my eye. You're like, well, you're just a salty bugs, but think about it. If you were Sonic in this situation, and you have spent years, years without your mom and dad, years, not even know if they're okay, not even knowing if Robotnik either A, killed them or made them or roboticized them or made them obsolete or done something else to them. Because when Sonic saw his parents again, he cried, he hugged them. It was a thing. Hell, even when Tails got his parents back, I cried again because all Tails ever knew was Sonic and the others. He never knew his parents. We finally got him back. Sonic did some stupid shit that was kind of typical for him because even though we love Sonic for being who he was, I think Sonic did have some flaws, some character flaws that worked for him. And trust me, it fits why I'm talking about all this because that's what Forces was trying to go for. And there was even concepts for a prison camp Green Hill Zone, a dark and eerie Green Hill Zone. Not like Sonic, not like Sonic EXE. Nothing like that shit. But it was gonna be dark. It was gonna be dark, and it was gonna make sense. It was gonna be a dark progression of what Eggman was doing because Eggman has pulled this dark shit before in Sonic CD. So darkness in a Sonic game does have its place. Seriousness in a Sonic game does have its place. It's just somewhere down the line, someone said, hey, we don't need to keep doing these dark and serious stories. Let's let's make Sonic all goofy and not take anything seriously and have him say Baldy McNose here. And just this once. I would love for Sonic to take something seriously. I would have loved for Sonic to be either damaged or broken or pissed off at Eggman more than he was. I would have killed, well, not killed for that, but I would have wanted that so bad. And it really sucks that we didn't get that. But the game we did get was actually fun, minus the classic Sonic parts. And I love classic Sonic, but they just didn't do anything with him. And they just didn't even they didn't even give him good physics. You know, there's a mod out there that gives classic Sonic his physics from, I think, Mania, which actually makes him work a lot better. And the modding scene for Sonic Forces is the fucking best from what I'm looking at. Hell, you can play as the Freedom Fighters in this, you can play as Shadow in this, you can play as Dreamcast Sonic in this, you could totally, like, the sky's the limit because of the modding scene. And that's what I love about mods. But also, it just taps into the potential of what Forces could have been. Yeah, the game we had was alright, but the people who actually worked tirelessly to make mods even made it even better. Heck, some people are some from what I don't know, I heard rumors, but some people are making mods to even fix the story. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just rumors and hearsay that I've heard. But yeah, this what this video was not only just talking about Sonic, but talking about what they were trying to tap into. Trying to trying to see what they would really try to tap into. And they didn't really tap hard enough. And don't give me that, well, Bugsy, it's not like the comics or SATM. Resistance, Eggman taking over half the world. Open your fucking eyes! Okay? And for anybody who didn't watch this video all the way and just skip through it, yeah, you obviously either didn't want to watch it all, or you really did have a short attention span. And I'm not expecting you to really watch this whole thing, but you need to at least get the gist of what I say before commenting. At least. Again, Sonic Forces was good, but it could have been better. Sonic Forces I liked for the Avatar stage because again, my character got to go on an adventure with Sonic. I got it, by extension, I made a little childhood wish of mine come true to have an adventure with Sonic. And I know, again, that's cheesy. But I don't fucking care. Because really did enjoy that aspect of it. I enjoyed having Bugsy the Hedgehog, team up with Sonic doing a triple boost. Nothing can ever take away that feeling I got from when I saw Sonic do the triple boost. Nothing. Nothing can take that away. Hold up, let me get Ann back, guys. Skype crapped out on us. Like normal. You know, we would try Discord, but Discord was like Discord doesn't work on Ann's computer that well, so yeah.
Okay, then I.
Yep. Anyways, I'm just about to finish up. And you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Uh, no, not really. Sorry, I kind of got distracted there for a bit. But for Sonic Forces after a year it's still good. It's still got major freaking plot holes, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
And the characters, you really sometimes wish that they could bring in some characters. I think Infinite had some serious wasted potential. Like, if he was Infinite, he would be able to bring in characters that could break dimensions, break time,
he could
and
have actually
space, and the planet.
he could have actually brought in Nagus.
Oh man, that too.
He could have brought in
Anything,
he could have brought
everything.
in
If
Sally.
he's Infinite,
He
I
could have
think when Shadow called him pathetic, it was the most appropriate thing to call a character like Infinite for how much wasted potential he actually brought to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he could only provide copies of villains you face, but will not bring the absolute worst enemies you've ever faced. And their complete power and potential. That is pathetic.
I would have really liked it, because we had a theory that he brought different Sonic's different villains from other timelines where they actually beat Sonic, and I wish that was the case. How interesting would
But they
that be?
all have the same timeline.
A Dark Arms version of freaking Shadow. A Zavik that's super powerful with the Deadly Six. A Metal Sonic who is Neo Metal Sonic who killed all of Team Sonic, Team Rose, who killed all Team Sonic, Team
Team
Rose.
Chaotic, Team Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a Chaos who probably and they should have brought in Perfect Chaos for this, not Chaos Zero.
That is just the most absolute worst.
Like, think about how much damage. And the thing is, Chaos Zero didn't even get a fight. Chaos Zero didn't even get a boss fight. The only boss fight Chaos had after Heroes, I mean, not after Heroes, after Adventure, was Lego Dimensions when they did Sonic. Like, he was treated with more respect, even though they played, like, Live and Learn and Open Your Heart in that one. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Here's my point. Infinite brings those baddies, but he couldn't bring these baddies that can break and destroy reality, space, time, the planet, and everything else. Wow, you're just pathetic, dude.
And think, and I
I
and
wish I
think
could take
if
away your
like
name from infinite to just finite. In that
And the thing, if and I think that, and we all think that the Phantom Ruby, the original Phantom Ruby that Infinite had, basically is the one thing that actually stopped him from actually trying to fight Sonic because, the Phantom Ruby, Infinite was like, no, wait, I can still fight. And then the freaking Phantom Ruby was like, nah, we done.
Actually, I think that's the funniest scene because they haven't given us in the game a solution to that scene, have they? Is he
No,
supposed to come up in the next Sonic game?
no, they're still doing Sonic Team Racing, which is just another holdover title until the next one comes out, until the next big game comes out.
So, in other words, we're not going to get an answer.
No, probably in the comic books, but I'm not gonna read it after what Ian Flynn, Tracy Yardley, and David Marriott said. No, fuck them.
So, wait a minute. The solution is in the comics. If
Pro-
this was supposed to entice people to read the comics, it did a poor job of it.
well, it's not enticing because I think the IDW comic thing was kind of before all of this happened. It was before Sonic Forces even happened because the comics were still kind of with Archie at the time. But yeah, they're probably going to explain it more in the comics if they ever do. But but that's all I really have to say. And oh yeah, tune in next time because I will actually have the second chapter of Sonic Forces Cry for Freedom, my which is my Sonic Freedom Fighters and Sonic Forces, which is crossing over with Game Sonic and crosses over with my Sonic Freedom Fighter series. And yeah, I know I'm doing it out of order. I know. And there will probably be a little bit more. But I'm gonna try and not give too many hints about what happens in Sonic Freedom Fighters since I'm still writing it. But yeah, you're gonna see some interesting stuff. And there's gonna be an Infinite, but he's not gonna be who you think he is. You know that one theory about Tail, that Infinite is actually a mutated Tails. I may use that. Who knows? You don't know. I'm unpredictable, my friends. I may use that. I may not. There may be multiple infinites. You wait and see. Mm, but Crying for Freedom will probably take a little bit longer. I'm still working on a lot of different series, writing them all out. And my little Teenage Expanded Universe is taking a little bit longer to write and work on. But yeah, Cry for Freedom is still happening. So I'll see you guys later. Bye, folks. I'm Bugsy. Annie?
Yes?
Well, anyways, guys, I'm Bugsy.
I'm here.
and that's my wonderful girlfriend, Annie the Enigma.
Annie the Enigma. I'm just currently cooking.
So we'll see you later. And remember, kids, just because people say that and just because people say that serious Sonic stories can't exist, they have never really read the comics, and they only read and the people who say that have never really picked up an Archie comic or any of the story arcs. I'd say I'd say for Forces, something that really kind of almost parallels Forces, in game. I'd say go for in game. The stakes are a lot higher. Sonic's a traitor. Whole bunch of shit happens. Go read Endgame. And tomorrow we shall dive deeper into Interjack. So be prepared, kiddies. Be prepared for when I talk about Interjack and why I think he is actually pretty cool. I mean, basically, ooh, I shouldn't say that for those of you that don't know. Bye, guys.